Hello, everyone. My name is Toby. It's an honor to present my research design proposal titled Descriptive and Causal Inference in Political Science, Methodological Foundations, Debates, and Applications. This project explores one of the most important questions in political science, how we transform raw political data into meaningful, ethical, and actionable knowledge. Specifically, it focuses on two essential forms of inference: descriptive inference, which asks what is happening in the world, and causal inference, which asks why it is happening. These two forms of reasoning are twin pillars in political science, shaping how we observe, explain, and ultimately improve the political systems we live within. This proposal is more than an academic exercise. It's also a normative call to action. It's grounded in classic works of Keohane and Verba, who emphasize the scientific logic of inquiry, while also engaging with later scholars like Brady, Collier, Mahoney, and Gerring, who expanded those ideas to better reflect real-world complexity. At its core, the project evaluates the trade-offs between large N statistical models, which provide breadth and generalizability, and small N qualitative designs, which offer depth and causal clarity. It also argues for methodological pluralism, the integration of multiple approaches to better capture the richness of political life. But what truly distinguishes this project is its integration of a biblical worldview. I argue that inference, our process of reasoning from evidence, is not just a technical skill, it is a moral and even spiritual responsibility. Scripture teaches us to seek truth diligently, walk humbly, and do justice. These principles guide us to see political research not merely as knowledge production, but as an act of stewardship and an effort to use truth in service to others. The central research question guiding this project is: how can political scientists effectively integrate descriptive and causal inference to construct robust theories and inform ethical public policy? This question sits at the heart of the discipline's most persistent challenge, bridging the gap between what we observe and what we can explain between facts and meaning. Political scientists often face imperfect or incomplete data, and we rarely have the luxury of running controlled experiments. So our inferences must be strong enough to extract reliable truths from an uncertain world. Descriptive inference helps us identify patterns in political realities. Causal inference helps us understand why those patterns exist. The challenge and the opportunity is in synthesizing them in a coherent design that produces both explanatory power and ethical insight. In this project, inference itself is treated as the dependent variable, the outcome of interest. The quality of interest is judged by three main standards: robustness, how well an inference holds under different assumptions and contexts; explanatory power, how effectively it reveals the mechanisms behind political phenomena; or ethical grounding, whether it's conducted with transparency, humility, or moral integrity. The five independent variables that shape the inferential quality is as follows: research design choices, the balance between small N qualitative and large N quantitative methods; inclusion of causal mechanisms, understanding how and why relationships occur; integration of observable implications, ensuring theories can be empirically tested; methodological pluralism, using mixed methods for richer, more valid insights; and biblical ethics, applying scriptural principles like truth-telling, discernment, and justice to guide our intellectual practices. Together, these factors interact dynamically. Strong design decisions reinforce ethical clarity, while moral reflection can sharpen methodological rigor. Each component amplifies the others, creating a holistic model of scholarly integrity. This research contributes to political science in two major ways. First, it advances the case for methodological pluralism. Political reality is too complex to be captured by one method alone. Large and statistical models can reveal broad patterns, while small N case studies uncover the deeper causal mechanisms behind them. By combining both, political scientists can achieve what neither can provide alone: generalizable truth with contextual meaning. Second, it develops a framework for biblically grounded epistemology. In other words, it redefines how we understand truth-seeking in political science. Scripture calls for us to test everything and hold fast to what is good, as in 1 Galatians 5:21. Inquiry then becomes a moral and spiritual vocation, an act of discernment that honors truth, justice, and human dignity. Passages like Micah 6:8 remind us that justice and humility must shape every part of our work. And Proverbs 25:2, it is the glory of God to conceal a matter, to search out a matter is the glory of kings, beautifully captures the sacred nature of inquiry itself. From this framework emerge three guiding hypotheses. Research designs that include both causal mechanisms and observable implications produce more robust and explanatory inferences. Second, mixed method or pluralistic approaches yield superior insights compared to single method studies, especially in complex political contexts. The third, a biblically informed ethical framework, enhances both the accuracy and moral responsibility of political research. To illustrate, we can look at examples such as Gerber and Green's voter mobilization experiments, which demonstrate causal effects, or comparative studies of democratization in Latin America, which use process tracing to uncover deeper causal mechanisms. These cases show how integrating descriptive and causal inference creates both stronger theory and a better informed policy. The policy implications are significant. For example, in foster care research, causal inference helps identify which interventions reduce youth homelessness. In electoral studies, descriptive mapping of voter turnout informs strategies to improve civic engagement. When guided by biblical ethics, these findings take on moral weight. James 1:27 reminds us that true religion is caring for the vulnerable, so that our research should aim to protect and uplift those most affected by public policy. Political science then becomes not just about knowledge, it becomes about a service. In closing, this project argues that inference, both descriptive and causal, is the foundation of all political science. It allows us to both listen to the world through observation and speak back to the world through explanation. But inference must go beyond statistics and models. It must be morally grounded, ethically responsible, and spiritually aware. When pursued with humility, rigor, and love of truth, inference becomes an act of stewardship, a way of using our intellect to serve justice and the common good. As Ephesians 4:15 teaches, we are called to speak the truth in love. This is not just a moral instruction, it's a scholarly mission. In an age of misinformation and ideological distortion, our discipline is at its best when it tells the truth with integrity and compassion. When political scientists embrace that calling, inference becomes more than an analysis. It becomes a path towards redemption, helping us imagine and build a more just and truthful world. Thank you for listening. I welcome any questions or feedback about my proposal. Have a blessed evening.